How's it going, guys? So I wanted to give you my take on the barometric pressure in fishing. First off, the reason why barometric pressure affects fishing is because most fish have swim bladders. Swim bladders that help them regulate their swimming up and down in the water column. So that being said, the atmosphere has weight, and that weight basically presses down on the water, which presses down on the fish's swim bladder. Okay, normally the average daytime pressure of water is 29.92. Anything higher is higher pressure, anything lower is low pressure. So, depending on how fast the pressure moves up or down will affect how fishing's going to be. So, if the pressure increases beyond 29.92, especially fast, if it goes higher than 29.92, the fish are gonna start feeling real gassy and bloated. And then what's gonna happen is they're gonna start moving deeper, and then they're not gonna want to eat. So that's actually might be a good time to maybe try some actual bait at the bottom. Now, if it's at high pressure and it starts to drop, these fish are going to start feeling a lot better because they're not gassy and they're not bloated, and they're going to actually want to eat. So they're going to move up higher in the water column and want to eat off the surface. Okay, that being said, if it's 29.92, which is average, and it kind of maintains that, the fish is going to be, it's going to be average. It's going to be whether, you know, or if it's around that, you know, a little above 29.92 or a little below, as long as it stays at a level rate most of the time, these fish are going to get, acclimated to that pressure, and the fish is going to be, it's going to be average. It's going to be somewhat okay. So another reason that you see why the fishing typically is good if it's high and then starts to drop is you'll actually see that happen right before like a front, when the weather's kind of bad or it's getting ready to be bad. That's when it's a high pressure and it starts to drop. That's why you need to watch out in case there's bad weather when there's pressure like that. But the fishing's good. Okay, so I actually have a theory on the swim bladders of like redfish and speckled trout. I actually think the speckled trout, I think it's because their swim bladders may not be as big or a little bit different, where there'll be times where you'll get okay, it's a trout day, you know what I mean, and you're not catching any reds. So I think the pressure affects the redfish a little bit more than the speckled trout. Now flounder, from what I understand, they don't have swim bladders, or it's very small, so that's the reason why they're able to stay at the bottom the way they do. Now, one of the apps that I actually used to find the barometric pressure, especially if you want to know like ahead of time a little bit, or you know what to kind of expect, I use Fishing Spots, and that's by Fish Angler. I actually got that from a buddy, Justin, and it seems to be pretty good, and it's pretty accurate. I do check it to the news and to some other websites, but it gives you a decent idea when to expect when it's going to drop or when it's going to go up. So that's might be something to check out. Fishing Spots by Fish Angler. So that being said, all of that is that going to determine whether or not you're going to go fishing or not? I wouldn't let it bother you. It's kind of a you go fishing when you can go fishing. That's the majority of the way things are. Now I use that as a, oh right, it's gonna be, hopefully the fishing's gonna pick up, just as a something to make you more eager to go fishing. So don't let this be a deterrent whether or not you're gonna fish or not. Just go fishing. So guys, that's it for me. Tight lines. Comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think about what I was saying, and if what you think about my theory on the redfish and speckled trout. Have you all noticed the pressure making a difference on whether it's speckled trout or redfish.